All right, so I'm going to do a little demo on this new polisher I got from Amazon. It's a, what's that called? DeWalt. And the reason I'm going to tell you guys that have Harbor Freight Tools ones, they work. They do the job, and for a while until they break because the switches and the cords and everything go out on them. But they do not work like this one does at all. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't need one of these, if you polish more than once or twice, just pay the $150 for one of these, okay? It's worth it. Years ago, I had a Black & Decker top of the line. Black & Decker has commercial grade products as well that you don't know about. Back in years ago, they had a lot more of them, and it's all metal polisher. It's heavy. It's like, well, it had a plastic case similar to the DeWalt, but the difference is the older ones with today's finishes, you need to have speed changes. Now, I would just trigger my old one a lot until the buttons would go out because the speed control would go out on the Harbor Freight ones. But I'm just running through and hitting some 4500 on this thing, Menzerna, just to get it a little bit shinier, and it does make a difference, you'll see. But it used to trigger the other ones, and they would, for a while, they would, after a while the switches would go out. First thing to go out, the speed controller go out, then the switches go out. But not only that, having a variable trigger is really nice when you get around door handles and you get around stuff to slow down, and you can really work that speed just right so that you're not going to tear up anything, and your buffing pads will probably last forever with this thing. Anyway, so let's take a look. So right now I'm using 4000 Menzerna. I have 4500, but it's about the same thing. Really isn't much difference between the 4500 and the 4000. It's even the 1000 to 4000. They're both excellent polish. Thing that's nice is I usually do the roof first, but for demo I'm just going to do this. What's nice is you can just put your polish on, get it on the wheel really slow. However, you can just take that speed to wherever you want it. Look at that. Just get it on the wheel really nice, get the surface all covered. You're going to save money on polish too, because you can spread the polish a lot further when you can run it really, really slow like this. Now I can set mine down to 600 and just run it that way, or you can run it up to about 1000 is where I like to run for the first part of it. You do this with a Harbor Freight, and that fog in the motor, you'll start to smell the electronics starting to fail if they're pushing on it, with any weight. Now we're going to run this up to about 1400, but I can trigger it up slow, so I can just still. But then when I pull the trigger all the way, it's right at 1400. These are $269 at some of the paint stores, and $225 at Drew Carriage. On Amazon, $150. For $150, it's absolutely a must-have. If you're going to do more than a couple cars. The Harbor Freight ones are okay. They get you through a bind. So you can play with that speed and get it just right when you get it in the right place, and then hit it kind of hard to get that spin that you need to polish it. Let's take a look at how it looks. I'm gonna try to wipe it down. I'm not gonna wipe it down in front of you guys. I'll just wipe it down real quick, let you take a look. So I run over it with a damp microfiber, which I just did, and here's the dry one. We're just gonna take a look here. As you pull off that finish, it's kind of nice. This is the 4000, so you can get a really super smooth finish with this polish, and it's really nice with that buffer because you can get right up next to things like the door handles and stuff like that. So you can do a really nice job. If you're doing a really nice car, buy yourself a nice buffer. It's really worth it. Like I said, I've suffered through the Harbor Freight ones for a while. I had a really good one for many, many years, you know, but with the new finishes, having the variable speed is really, really, really important. That's all I can tell you. So, you know, I've done without it for way too long, and for doing this car, I just wanted, you know, the corners and edges really to get buffed really nice. So that's the difference it makes. There really isn't much difference between the 4500 and the 1000, or even the other ones, and it's maybe, you know, 1%, but sometimes that 1% really makes a difference. And I've got to run over it again just to check a few things. And unlike when you use, let's say you use the Finesse It and you use their best, the last polish you go over everything with, the white one that's really, really fine. Let's say I find something where I've got a little bit of a sanding scratch or something along the edge. The 4500 will actually take those scratches, you know, just like polishing it, where the Finesse It's not going to do that. So it's kind of cool, so you don't have to jump back and forth and to grab your, you know, heavy compound and come back and do it again. You can just go over it a little bit longer with the 4500, and all of a sudden the whole area is gone. So yeah, there's definitely a difference. You probably can't see it in the camera, but it's worth doing the 4500. It's just a little bit nicer than even the Cream X will get it, just a hair. So anyway, all right, I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and that's it for the polisher. Get a real buffer. Time to go. Talk to you. Bye.